So, hello and welcome to this session on psychological safety, the basics of it. And this is the kind of work Emma, myself, and my partner Adina would like to have made our mission to introduce in companies, to start the conversation because it's so important to let people know, to ask where they are, because yes, strategies and initiatives are great, but boots on the ground, people on the ground need to know where they are. And psychological safety is a very important factor in all of that. There are four levels of psychological safety. I didn't do this, Amy Edmondson did. So we borrowed her classification because it's simple and it's real and it's short enough. So level one is inclusion. I feel safe to be myself. What happens is that we all wear masks. And some of us know we wear masks, some of us less so. We imagine us being different people in work and at home. In reality, we are the same person. We're just wearing different coats and we behave differently because we think it's different and it matters most. So no matter our age, color, beliefs, or how our brain works, we are people. Level of tolerance, level of acceptance, level of communications, all this uh, help us belong. And of course, it is not always easy. Why? Because we carry our stories and our contexts behind, and not from today. For instance, myself, I am Romanian, originally from Romania, living in the UK for 8 years. Uh, Being in an office full of people of different ethnicities, different origins might make me feel uncomfortable. It is not the case, but you have that feeling, okay, I'm different than somebody else. What do I do with it? And this is how the conversation starts. Um, Again, do you feel like you belong here? You know, when you ask a question and everybody sits there quietly. And then, how are you? I am perfectly okay. Well, beneath that, okay, there are a lot of feelings. Let's explore that a little bit more. Level two is learner safety. I feel safe to ask questions, make mistakes, and grow. Mistakes are part of the process of learning, but again, there are different kinds of these mistakes, and the reaction to the mistakes are different. Also, if you're in quarter end, for instance, and or you are in charge of a very important process, there is less tolerance, less or more tolerance to mistakes. Mistakes have results. They are usually fixable, but the effort and resources to fix a mistake are reasonably larger than if you hadn't done the mistake in the first place. So the reactions can be really awkward. And I've had it happen to myself when I send the wrong email. So not in my mind, not a big thing, but I've had someone, my manager at the time, come and scream at me, "Are you an idiot? How could you send that email to?" I was like, oops. But my I didn't get why she was so upset. She didn't explain. Um, she never explained. Actually, I actually went and asked her what is the big thing. That person is important. You will never do this again. Right now, I need to go and fix your mess. I was like, it didn't feel very comfortable. And my reaction was not to say anything to her anymore. Not to communicate, not to ask, because I was not safe enough. So how do you handle mistakes within your teams, within your environments? Is there a strategy? Is there a plan in place? Is there are there enough explanations for mistakes? Why are they important? How much we can what's the effect of mistakes, and training, retraining, and so on. Level 3, contributor safety. People need to matter, feel they matter, that their contributions have meaning, that if they have an idea, and some ideas are really crazy. And I say this with all the love in my heart, some ideas are really crazy out there, but it doesn't really matter because it's important for them. Do you have an environment in your organization? And that's, by the way, it's valid for homes as well, where somebody says, you know what, this is an idea, let's see what we can do with it. Not reject it from the start, even if it's really crazy. You never know. If you're building a new project, the brainstorming phase, how valuable is that? And I've by the way, you will receive this document to use um, with with your teams. Everybody suggests a new way to do something, and instead of shooting it down, the team builds on it. Uh, some of the craziest ideas people had turned out to be successful businesses or successful teams. Uh, I love the Toyota management way. And I imagine when that guy showed up and started saying, clean your desks and everybody needs to be in a certain order and Kaizen and stuff like that, everybody looked at him like he was crazy. But he persevered. Uh, so is there a way to acknowledge this type of contributions in a way that feels safe, in a way that doesn't feel like a waste of time? So is there space? And when I mention space, is not only um, organizational space. Is there space within yourself as a person to accept new things, to look at new ideas? And level 4, and for me, for instance, this is very important, challenger safety. When I believe something should be different, I'm safe enough, and it relates to confidence and trust as well. I'm safe enough to raise my voice and say it. And I trust I will not be brought down, mocked, judged, or just, uh, have people turn their backs on me. And I have this when I present this, because I've presented it a few times, I have this vision in my head of a big hall, a person presenting in front and asking, do you have suggestions, comments, and then silence. It feels very uh, overwhelming. So tell me more. And this goes back, by the way, to our school days when we had ideas, we raised our hand, and the teacher or the fellow student said, "You're an idiot." We have that in the back of our heads. Yeah, it also sounds strange, but we have that critique voice inside of our heads telling us, "Don't speak up because people will judge you," and we feel the judgment. Also, there might not be judgment, but the judgment is in our heads. So I'm gonna stop the share and let's stop the recording.